share our page on Facebook. It is Agape FM. And also you can watch our Facebook Live on Facebook. It's Agape FM. Just search that and then you will be able to see who we have in studio today. We are honored. It's going to be an amazing chat that we are having this Wednesday. The song that we just played now is Adonai by the Nations Band. But today here, Midday Talk, you know almost that we bring you people. We bring you people and we never disappoint. The guest that we have here on Agape FM, it is Eon Le Roux, who is one of the top 5 finalists of The Voice SA. I need to repeat that again because you did not hear me. He is the top 5 finalists on The Voice SA. Season 3 started singing. He started singing at the tender age of 5. And he is certainly making an impact in his corner of the world. He is blessed with a powerful voice, performing contemporary music with the moving lyric that support a hopeful, honest message of life and faith. And so we'll be talking to him, and I'm also going to read for you what other people who are great here in South Africa have said to him. So we'll be talking to him just now, but after this ad. So it's fine. Please, one more thing, if you want to send a message, if you have a message for a guest or you have a question that you'd like to ask him, you want to know how you can enter for The Voice Season 4 maybe, our WhatsApp number is 067 9944 546. 067 9944 546. If you're outside of South Africa, it's going to be +2 776 9944 546. Welcome, Eon on Agape FM.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing?
Absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so blessed that you are here. When I entered, I was like, okay, this is a real life experience. Do you get a lot of those that when you enter a room, we're like, oh, this is the guy?
Well, not particularly. I think one of the most interesting events that happened to me was I was dropping a friend off at the airport, and he was obviously flying to Qatar, one of my best friends. And as I saw him depart, there was a person staring at me. So I thought, okay, they probably recognized me from The Voice SA. And so they came closer and they were like, kind of whispering to their partner and like pointing at me. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything,
yes,
because obviously it's
just
weird.
creepy.
Yeah, it's like a creepy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the person came up to me and asked me, "Are you the guy?" So I was like, "What? Who are you talking about?" So they said, "Are you my Uber driver?" So I was like, yes, I've been upgraded to Uber driver.
What? I'm sure you were so shocked and surprised.
I just started laughing because it was just so funny.
I can imagine, because you were preparing yourself to say, okay, I'm going to take a picture now.
Exactly.
But then, are you my Uber driver? What an upgrade. What an upgrade. But like, what is it like when you come back? Because obviously, when you go for such a competition, you are Eon Le Roux from your community, from at home. We know you as, even at church, like, oh, that's Eon, he will perform. But when you come back, what are some of the shocking things that you like get to experience from people?
So I think the most overwhelming thing is just kind of to see, returning from The Voice, to see the support of the city that I live in, Port Elizabeth. And also one of the funny experiences I had as I landed in PE back from The Voice SA. someone was driving past and saw me and recognized me and shouted out of the window, "I voted for you!" So I was like,
Just so
"Thank
you
you so
know."
much." Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the support that that one gets from a fantastic and amazing city as Port Elizabeth. So I'm so grateful to absolutely be here in the greatest city in the world.
As you always say,
Yes,
they must just know that it is
exactly.
the greatest.
The greatest city in the world.
Yes.
So I'm so blessed, man, and privileged to have the support that I have from my community and the city. It's absolutely amazing.
Amazing. Please, take me back to, because you say that you started singing at the age of 5.
Yeah.
So, who then says, "Ian, come sing for the guests"? Because who recognizes that there's something here?
So how it all happened and went down was my mom is a very, should I say, she's a force of nature. So growing up, she would practically force us, because I have 4 siblings,
Okay.
or 3 siblings, should I say. I'm one of 4 siblings, and so all 4 of us would be forced to sing to guests and people who come to visit our house when we were growing up.
Okay.
So I hated singing
Because of that.
because I was forced.
Yeah. Do you remember the lady from the Clark sisters? It's the ladies. They sing from the States.
Yes.
The Clark
yes,
sisters.
I've
Their
heard
mother
this.
was your mother like that?
Definitely.
Harmony.
Oh, yes.
Come here, sing the song.
Yes, definitely. So I was forced, or we were forced to sing, and my dad was a pastor.
Okay.
And so that was also like, in preparation for the passion that I have for music right now. And I am absolutely grateful to her for that, that she had, that ability for her to force that singing and her ways on us as kids. So it was really, I hated it, but now I absolutely love it, and now the roles are switched.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Can you please keep quiet?" I was like, "It's your fault, mommy. It's your
You
fault.
made me like
you,
this."
You did this. You did this. So
Yeah.
don't come and switch off. Try and
Tell me to stop now.
Throw out the fire now.
It's a bit late for that.
Definitely.
Yeah, but she sees this talent from all of you, and then she works on it. And then when do you realize that, okay, because you hated it first because she's forcing you to do it, when does the turn in your life to say, I can make this work?
So it all happened when, like I said, my dad was a pastor, and we had the privilege, and he granted us the privilege to kind of minister to people through music, where he would go and preach to the different congregations. So the change and the passion sparked for music when I saw how music affected people and how they were inspired and ministered to through the words of a song. And a lot of people, don't understand, what a song means until they go through, a challenging situation. And then those words,
they make
become,
sense.
Yes, those words become so dear to them. And a song is so much. It is so powerful that people hold on to those. They might not hold on to a sermon, but the song is.
They will remember.
Yes,
they will
it is so powerful.
Remember.
And that was when I saw how that affected people. And how one can minister, because my dad was a powerful preacher, so it was to kind of compete with someone, well, not compete, but I mean comparing yourself to say, I can't do what he does, but I can sing and also deliver a message to someone through a song.
And also, sorry, but you are a mood setter.
Yes.
So whatever he's gonna do depends on you, because you come before the word.
Yeah. Definitely. So that was when that spark happened, with passion, music that I have, the passion that I have for music. That's what sparked the relationship.
for that.
Seeing that change and that happen in people and other people.
It was like, this thing is bigger than you.
Yes, definitely.
Because you're like, people are crying because you're singing. People are falling down. Like, what is happening here? Are your siblings still pursuing music, or they are doing their
no,
different things?
they are in totally different fields. But my brother and I, we host a little family worship session every Tuesday evening on my Facebook page. So we minister to people through song, and we ask and request people to comment what song they would like to hear us sing, and so that's what we still do, as
a family to keep it going.
Definitely.
To keep it going. Like, who tells you that you can make it? Like, you can go for Idols, you can go for The Voice, and you'd be great. And I mean, The Voice is one of the biggest stages in South Africa.
Yeah.
Like, that thing, if they don't turn, just know that it's hectic. But who gives you the idea to say, Ian, does it come from you? Or is it a friend that says, man, I can see you in that stage?
So, before entering The Voice, it was on my mind, even when season 1 started. It was always at the back of my mind to kind of enter either Idols or The Voice SA. And then I think, I'm not sure which season it was, but I entered in Idols as well. And I didn't make it into Idols. So it was a real kind of setback for me, because and affected me, because at the time I would think, I'm not good enough, to sing and to be on the stage like that, to compete against the best of the best in South Africa. So to get that rejection, was kind of
and it's huge, that thing.
A big deal. Not in terms of wanting to be on the show, but just to hear, or for them to say, listen, you're not good enough to be here. And that voice then becomes louder because you're already saying it to yourself. And so what I did was, I started working on my craft, and I was just praying and just being, in connection with God. And a friend came to me, one of my best friends, the same guy that I dropped off at the airport.
Yes.
He came to me and he said, listen, Ian, I think you should enter The Voice SA. So I was like, okay. I saw, there was entries, open online, but it was never, there was still that fear to enter, the show,
this competition.
Yes, because of that voice that I had in my head to say, no, man, you're not good enough to be on that show. And it was the support of my family and my friend to push me and drive me to enter the show. And the highlight for me, I'll never forget this, was, so I went onto the show, sang my first song, and I was still feeling, I'm not good enough to be, even though I'm on the show. And
really,
believe it or not, I'm on the show doing my blind audition. It was still that voice in my head saying, "What are you doing? You absolutely.
You're making a joke of yourself.
Yeah, you're not good enough to be here." And then Rick was the first one to turn around, and then he said to me, "When you started the song, I could hear you saying to yourself that you are not good enough."
Really?
That's what he said. You are not good enough. And then he said, but I want you to know, when you hit that power notes and started singing out, that's when I believed this guy is going to go far in the competition. And then he said, and I want you to know that you are good enough. And I want to put that in your mind and put that other voice out in your head saying that you are not good enough. And that was it for me. I was like, okay,
I'm going to choose you to be a coach.
Yeah. And I was like, we have this connection somehow. You knew. And obviously I would say it's a spiritual, that spiritual connection.
Yeah.
God inspired.
It's destiny, because he was made to bring silence to that voice. That is like,
So-
you can't do this.
Definitely. And it was really inspirational. And for me, I believed from that moment going forward that I am good enough. Regardless of what the results would be, what would happen in the show, I could finally put that voice to rest and say, Eon, you are good enough to be among the best of the best in South Africa.
Because that stage was filled. Hey, it was hectic. It's like someone would come and sing and they're like, whoa, this person is great. And then the one that is coming after,
Exactly.
it was just full of people who are good at what they are doing.
Definitely.
Amazing.
And we all felt that way. We all felt that way about each other. Like, oh my word, you sing amazing. Oh my word, you sing amazing. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my word.
and it's funny that you say that. I was talking to a friend and they were asking me, like, because I study music, and they were like, what are some of the challenges that you face in the music thing? And I was like, you people from the outside, you think that we are competing. And you think that there's rivalry there.
Yes.
It's not like that.
Definitely.
The love, when someone goes for an exam, it's like all the musicians are there to listen, to be like, you can do this, you're great. and for you to say that, it's just, it's amazing that we are looking for each other. It's not like the one is like, I'm better than you and things like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for you to be in the top 5, like, what are you saying to yourself before you go on stage and after? Like, what are the conversations you are having with Eon inside?
So the conversation started before I entered the Voice of Africa, and it was a book that I read called Wild at Heart. I don't know if you've ever read that book. It basically speaks about the makeup of a man's soul. And so it touches on, in a nutshell, identity.
Okay.
Who you are and how do you discover who you are.
Yes.
So the conversation that I would have is, listen, this is what you do. This is what you love doing. So it is not about how people respond to what you are doing that you love so much.
Yes.
It is about how you love what you do.
Okay.
And so that was the conversation going into the Voice of Africa and on stage. For me, it was just the opportunity and the privilege of being able to do what I love on a national stage as the Voice SA. So it was really tough, because you obviously kind of fighting with yourself.
True.
Because you don't want to go home. You don't want to to leave things the way they are. But then again, for me, the whole experience was God opened this door for me. So He determines how far I go. He determines where it ends. He determines where things, how it all kind of comes together. I am just there. I'm just being part of it, doing what I love,
Yes.
and basically just enjoying the moment and the present. And that for me was the conversation that I would have. Is just, you just do you. That's all. Don't look at other people. They are amazing. Those guys are amazing. But the moment you have that thought in your mind and say, oh my word, look at what they are doing. Look there. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? And then that voice comes back to say you are not good enough. So the moment you focus on the wrong thing, your whole journey is distorted. But if you focus on what you are doing and how much you love what you are doing, and this works, and this applies to any aspect of life.
Of life, that is true.
You just focus on what you're doing. Don't focus on someone else's journey. That's their journey. You have your own journey.
Wow.
And wherever this takes you, know that God is in control.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, You can go home today, things can turn bad, things can go wrong, whatever can happen, but this is your journey with God, and this is how you live your life.
Sure.
That was the conversation that I had
With yourself. Wow, amazing. Listeners, don't forget that the number that you can contact us on is 067 9944546. I don't want you to miss an opportunity to say something. So contact us on that number, 067 9944546. I'm going to read some of the comments that you got from the competition. Francois van Gogh said that I have never ever heard anything so powerful. Yeah. And then Lira said, an amazing, consistent vocalist. So it's like this consistency every week. Kayam Teetwa said, beautiful, unique tone. Kayam Teetwa was the coach for...
he was one of the secondary coaches for Ricky Rick.
Oh, okay.
On the show.
So you had Ricky Rick, and then there's Kayam Teetwa, and then Lira has another secondary coach as well.
So how it worked was for a certain amount of I think it was a certain time in the show, they had the ability to call in people that could help them help their talent, grow their or better their skill. So each coach had that opportunity. So Lira had I'm not sure, who did she have? I can't remember who she had. Oh my goodness. I think then Rihanna Nell, she had Joe Black, who's a famous Afrikaans as well, Afrikaans musician. And then Francois van Gogh had, oh my goodness, I know this guy's name. Okay, anyways.
Yes.
And then Ricky had Kayam Teetwa. And it was quite strange because, I mean, they're in two different genres, and but they have they have a awesome connection and
to music, and the respect they have for music as well.
Yes,
it's amazing,
and friendship as well.
Yeah. Did the competition change how you treat music? How you see the entire?
Oh, definitely. Oh, 100%. As a musician, I think there's a it's difficult to explain, but if I can put it in the simplest way, is when you are a creator, you don't quite understand and know how to apply or the next phase, which is entertaining. So here you have someone who creates music.
All right.
Now you're moving it into another section or phase, which is now entertain people with the music that you've created.
Yes.
And it's not just a matter of, let's press play and let's do this. It's a matter of interaction and
connection,
eye contact, connection.
You're selling this product.
Yes. So for me, I only knew, I wasn't as much exposed to the entertaining side, connecting and audience on such a big stage. I mean, who has that ability and skill, except those who have been exposed to such stages. But yes, so that was for me the biggest weakness I had was because I mean in church you just stand on one place still, and you are singing.
You can close your eyes.
Exactly. You understand?
Yes.
The message you are giving. Listen to the words. Don't look at my movement and how I move and whatever. It is all about the music and the song.
Them to God. Yeah.
So now it is a totally different ballgame. Now it's no, sir. You can't stand still. You need to move. You have a whole stage to kind of make your own. Yes. Yes.
You have to look at camera one at the same time. There's camera whatever. I'm like,
exactly.
Yes.
So it was that for me was one of the challenges I had. And on top of that, there is obviously dancing involved as well. So I was one of those people, contestants, who said, please give me the least movement as possible.
2 left feet.
Exactly.
They're about to hit the stage.
Exactly. So I was just like, I'm just going to walk there and walk there.
That side. And go like 1, 2, 3. Let's not make it complicated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many things that you need to think of. Then there's the lyrics of the song.
Oh,
then
Lord.
there's notes that they give you to remember. So you basically thinking of where you must be, thinking of what camera to look at. You're thinking of your movement. You are thinking of the lyrics. You are
for
thinking,
me.
yes, you are thinking of the notes that they've given you. You need to be there. This is how you project. This is how you say these things. This is how you sing. So all of those things are in your brain, and you need to also enjoy
What
that
you're doing.
Yeah. So it is quite a challenge, not knowing, not being exposed to that, and then all of a sudden all these things
You must learn them quick.
you must
It's
just
happening
be-
now, next Sunday. We're doing the live show.
exactly.
Sure.
So it was really, man, it was really an experience, great experience, so many skills I've learned, and it's really
When did you blow your mind? Because you did blow Reggae's mind. You did blow everyone. Everyone was like, oh, there's voice there. There's pipes. There's that note. But when for you in the competition, we were like, okay, I didn't see that. But after when you go off stage, you were like, okay, I did this thing.
I think it was this third week into the competition. So I sang a slowish song on the Voice SA, and then so all of Ricky Rick's talent, the contestants, sang slowish songs for that week, and he was upset. He was upset. He was upset with everybody.
Really?
Because he was like, guys, how do you expect to compete with the other talent if you are singing slow songs?
All of you. It's like
All of you.
WhatsApp to each other. But we go slow. It's a go slow.
And he was, oh my goodness, he was absolutely livid. He was upset. And so the following week, they said, Eon, so there's what they call, I can't remember, the waiting for your results. I don't know, they call it the red area or something. I can't even remember what they call it.
The nerves
what it was
were-
called. Yeah. So at the end of the performance, the group performance, everybody has a chance to get read the results of the previous week. So you would go on stage, and then they would say, okay, Eon Le Roux had the lowest amount of, not the lowest, it wasn't like that. They would just choose random people to go into almost like this red zone or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And you would wait there till the end of the show,
Okay.
and then they would reveal who had the lowest and who was going home.
Okay.
So
I think I remember that.
yeah,
part,
so this particular week I was placed in the red zone, and I thought, I'm going home.
Goodbyes.
This is the end. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You were writing
It's
your
been-
speech in your ears.
as I was walking, I was telling the crew members, guys, it's been great.
Ciao.
Thanks so much. Really. And they were like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, no, it's time for me. It's time for me to go home. And it was really a great time. It wasn't like, a sad reaction or whatever. It was just like,
Making peace.
yeah,
trying
this
to...
is just like for me saying, I understand. It's time for me to go home. And one of my friends came to me and like, dude, what are you doing? So I'm like, I'm just greeting. I'm saying goodbye. I don't know if I'm gonna see you after the show, because the people who go through and the people who go home get separated. So then they don't see each other up until the hotel where we were staying, and then I think the next day you would go home.
Okay.
Or they would fly you back to your city.
City, yeah.
So anyways, this happened, and I was there in the kind of,
Red zone.
yeah, red zone, and they called us back on stage, and I think we were 3 guys or 3 contestants, and I was like, thanks guys, it's been great, I'm going home. It's been a pleasure. And then they said, Eon, you're going through. I was like,
What?
Wait, what? What just happened now? I don't understand what's going on. I don't.
What happened to the other guys that were next to you?
So I think one guy went home,
Oh.
one of the contestants. So that was the moment I was like, my mind is absolutely blown. I don't understand how I made it through to the next round.
Sure.
So
I can imagine the guy who was like, because you were telling them that I'm going home, and then this other one is going, I'll be like, why did you give me false hope? Because I thought I was safe there for a second.
That's what they actually said. Why did you give me false hope? I was like, dude, I thought I was going home. What is your problem? I don't know why
What happened?
what happened and what they decided. At least the people. So,
Yeah. So now let's talk like after the show, because after the show there's calls from everywhere. The concerts that are happening, they're calling you, and I was like, you performed with Don Moen. Not like Don Moen South Africa, Don Moen the worship leader,
That's
the one and
correct.
only.
That's correct. It was unreal. It
Mm.
was really unreal. This happened before the Voice of Africa.
Oh, okay.
So we got invited to a conference called One Voice Conference in River Church in East London. I don't know if you remember what you call that. They used to have this conference every year, the River Church. And so we got invited to go and sing there. And then Paul Baloche was there, and Don Moen. And we actually had breakfast together with Don Moen, and Don Moen was there, and we were chatting to him, and he's just a normal, humble guy. He is
What?
just no, but I mean both of them, Paul Baloche and Don
Don
Moen.
Moen.
They are just the most humble people.
You are the one who's freaking out.
I was like,
what am I going to say?
this is absolutely amazing.
You
Just
are pinching
sitting
yourself.
here- yeah, just sitting here and just like, having a conversation with a legend in the industry is like, oh my goodness.
It is
I was
an
like-
out of body experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we had the opportunity to worship with him as well. So he led worship and we were there. So it was absolutely
Amazing.
amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Who are some of the people that like after the show that were like, come, I'm doing this show, let's.
I think multi-choice awards, and then I met Unati, and then got a chance to sing with
Unati,
her.
the Idols judge.
Yes, the Idols judge. And
She's amazing.
She's absolutely
I
amazing.
love her voice.
And we sang together as well on the stage. There were so many. But I think that was one of the biggest opportunities that I got from the show, after the show at least, and then sang on a couple of TV shows as well. I can't even remember. Yeah, 2020,
There were so
2020,
many. There were so many.
2020. It's just been like erased all my memories. COVID-19.
Down to views like you can remember who you performed with, what stage you were on, and things like that.
Sure. So yeah, and then I also got the opportunity to be placed on Rihanna Nell record label called Koleski Artists.
Okay.
So that's where all the Afrikaans artists are, such as Bobby van Jaarsveld and Rihanna Nell and some other big names in the Afrikaans
In the music.
yes. industry. So it has just been, so many things have happened, and I'm just blessed beyond comprehension to what everything has come to after the show. And it was always a dream of mine to be placed in front of the right people.
Yeah.
And I believe that God has predestined
True.
that time for everybody, and
Yeah.
for me as well, where He allows you to be in front of the right people at the right time. Because I mean, if you in front of the right people at the wrong time,
you're gonna mess up. It's gonna be a bad.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, that was always and is always in the forefront of my mind, is things will happen at the
right time.
And that is God's time, not my time.
Yeah.
I want things to
happen now.
I want things to happen now. But then when things don't happen, then you're like, but I worked so hard, but I've done so many things.
I prayed.
Exactly. And still it's not happening. But then you just need to understand it's not your time
yet.
Your time will come, and when it comes, you are going to explode.
You will be shocked at yourself.
Yes. And God's glory will be revealed through you.
Wow. Yes. Amazing. When are we album expecting?
So I was
the way you laughed at that question.
I'm just thinking, it's been a year or more than a year.
Yeah.
After the show, and this question has always been asked of me. When are you releasing?
It's like someone who gets married. A lady that gets married the following week. When are we expecting babies?
Exactly.
It's like that.
So it is really been for me. I think at the right time, things will happen. But I am releasing a secular song with a guy, which I am totally blessed, from Russia. So it is a producer from Russia, and we actually met on Instagram.
Wow.
He just saw my profile, and he messaged me. He said, "Listen, I have a song. Would you like to?"
Russia.
Would you?
Like, even I think even Trevor Noah was shocked that people from Russia, they get his jokes. So for someone to DM you from,
exactly,
I'm like, what?
It was for me. It was a shock. So I was telling a friend of mine also the story. So many people, because of the voice essay, they're like, listen, can we do a song together? Can we do this and that and the other? And I'm always willing, to collaborate with people and do things, because I believe that is how you give back, and that's how you help others, develop their craft.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, he messaged me, and at first I was a little kind of just shocked by the message. And then he sent me the track, and I was like, okay, this is quite cool.
Yeah.
And I listened to the track, and then I was like, oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. And then the conversation just went from there, and I was like, okay, what is your idea? And
let's do this.
We are doing it, and so I'm excited, because it's being released on the 5th of October.
Oh, wow.
Which is next week. So I'm super excited about the collaboration, because it's obviously on an international stage.
Yeah.
And it's been playlisted on 5 radio stations in 5 different countries. So I am super
excited about it. Wow, that's amazing. That's really like, what is this really happening? Otherwise, thank you so much, Eon, for your time. It's been a blessing for you to even come and chat with us here on Agape FM.
Thank you so much for having me.
something comes, like when that baby, the album, is being released, who knows?
Yes.
Maybe we'll be back and chat with us about that album. Otherwise, thank you for your time.
Thank you so
It's
much.
been great.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for the listeners. Midday Talk. As we always promise that we bring you people, and we did that today here on Agape FM. Please make sure that you go and like and share our page on Facebook. It is Agape FM on Facebook. It's been a blessing. I don't know about you, but I've been blessed. So let's listen to Adonai by the Nations Band. Thank you.